we are moving on to a slightly different topic after a very polemic, very charging conversation on the very interesting issue. We are moving to a slightly different, slightly technical conversation with Lokanath Behera IPS, the former Director General of Police, currently the Chief Managing Director of Kochi Metro and Kochi Water Metro and things like that. You all know about this name. This name is so familiar, so homely kind of a name, right? Lokanath is so familiar to all of us because he has served the longest serving DGP of Kerala. I think that can be a record for him, right? No other DGP gets that much length in their formal service, so maybe that's why he's so familiar. And to begin with a personal note, when I told my wife that today I am going to be conversing with Lokanath Behera, and immediately she said, I'll be joining. I want to see what he's saying and things like that. So he's so familiar, so friendly kind of a presence in the households of Kerala. So maybe, since this topic is very technical, I am planning to have a mixed design. We'll go for technical, we'll go for personal, and we'll also going for some kind of advisors from these interesting guests today. So maybe begin, let me ask Behera sir with a sharing of some of his experiences of staying and living in Kerala, engaging with Malayalis and things like that. Could you reflect on that for a bit?
Yeah, thank you, Shiyas. After coming to Kerala in 1987, as a very young IPS officer, I belong to the state of Odisha. After writing the civil services, to my great luck, you can say, in the first chance itself, I could get into the IPS, and I continued. Though the next year, when I wrote that exams, I was offered the Indian Foreign Service. I did not take up that. I continued with the Indian Police Service, came to Kerala. As I told sometime back, last year also I told this in the KLA. When I came to Kerala, I knew only three things about Kerala. One is Onam, because I read it during the preparation of civil services. The next one is Kathakali, because it is one of the classical dance forms which you are supposed to read for the civil services. And the third thing I knew about Adur Gopalakrishnan, because he made very interesting award-winning, internationally reputed movies. But after coming to Kerala, so yesterday when I was with some of the very young filmmakers, there was a particular festival going on in Cochin about young people making short films not more than 30 minutes. And they are so talented. I saw only two. One is of 20 minutes, another was around 27 minutes. It is, and very young people, they were all there. So talented, these people. That's why I say my biggest love today for in Kerala is probably the Malayalam films. Because Malayalam films, I told that it is the best made films in this country, number one. Now next, idile oru hero or heroine, adu matra actually undagum, but say that is, even if the biggest star is there, the film may fall flat if the story is not good. Appo story and a hero and heroine. And Malayalam film le ettu important karyam endano cinematic grammar. Either angle in the shoot cheyanam. എന്തൊക്കെ ഡയലോഗ് ഉണ്ടാക്കും. ഈ കാര്യങ്ങൾ ആക്ച്വലി ഈസ് വെരി യൂണിക്. So I have now become a Malayali in the sense that not only that kind of food I am eating in Kerala, I am very fond of that, but I am also very fond of the Malayalam films. So coming to the civil services, well, I worked here. I worked around 16 and a half years in Delhi in National Investigation Agency and the Central Bureau of Investigation. And rest of the times, another 20 years I spent in Kerala. Now after that, ഞാനിപ്പോൾ ഒരു മെട്രോ റെയിൽ കമ്പനിയുടെ ചീഫായി ആക്ച്വലി ജോലി ചെയ്തുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുകയാണ്. ദിസ് ഈസ് മൈ പെർട്ടിക്കുലർ പ്രൊഫൈൽ ആൻഡ് ഐ എൻജോയ് ദാറ്റ്. സിയാസ് വാസ് ടെലിംഗ് 5 വർഷം ഞാൻ ഡി ജി ആയി. അപ്പോൾ ഇറ്റ് ഈസ് എ വെരി ലോങ് ടൈം ഫോർ എനി IPS ഓഫീസർ ടു ബിക്കം എ DG ഓഫ് എ സ്റ്റേറ്റ് ഫോർ 5 years. സാധാരണ 1 വർഷം 2 വർഷം മാത്രം ഉണ്ടാവും. ആക്ച്വലി റൂൾസ് ആൻഡ് നിയമപ്രകാരം 2 വർഷം ആക്ച്വലി കൊടുക്കണം ഒരു ആളെ. പക്ഷേ ഐ സ്പെൻഡ് 5 years. സോ ഇൻ ദാറ്റ് പ്രോസസ് എനിക്ക് കുറേ കാര്യങ്ങൾ കേരളത്തിലെ ലൈഫ് പീപ്പിൾ ഐ കുഡ് അണ്ടർസ്റ്റാൻഡ്. സോ from that point of view, Kerala has taught me very good things in my life. Apo, this is what it is, yes.
Okay. So thank you. And I think though he mentioned slightly about his official assignments, I think it is pertinent to spend a few seconds on that, right? You know, he was the longest serving DGP. Before that, he worked in the NIA, National Investigation Agencies, one of the founding members of National Investigation Agencies. And he was one of the key members of some of the very sensitive and very popular cases that affected India. Purulia arms drop case and Bombay serial blast and some other very, very sensitive cases. He was part of that, and he also visited many foreign countries as part of his official investigation assignments. So his backup in police department, now he is working as the CMD, and you know that it is so much in the news. The new water metro recently began. So my question is, how do you link your career in police department, how did it support your assignment in the new area of your water metro, right? Am I right? Yeah. So though apparently it is so contradictory, but he has something interesting to say on that.
See,
in terms of security that you assign for the people who travel.
I see as what happened. ഞാൻ ഒരു ട്രെയിൻഡ് പോലീസ് ഓഫീസറാണ്. ആൻഡ് ഇൻ ദ പോലീസ് ഡിപ്പാർട്ട്മെൻറ്റ് എനിക്ക് ഏറ്റവും ഇഷ്ടപ്പെട്ടുള്ള സബ്ജക്റ്റാണ് ഇൻവെസ്റ്റിഗേഷൻ. ഞാനൊരു 16 വർഷം ഇൻവെസ്റ്റിഗേഷൻ ഏജൻസിയിലെ സെൻട്രൽ ബ്യൂറോ ഓഫ് ഇൻവെസ്റ്റിഗേഷനിലെ ഒരു 11 years, അത് കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് 5 വർഷം നാഷണൽ ഇൻവെസ്റ്റിഗേഷൻ ഏജൻസിനെ ജോലി ചെയ്തിട്ടുള്ള ആളാണ്. അപ്പോൾ ഡ്യൂ ടു മൈ പ്രൊബബ്ലി ലക്ക് ഓർ വാട്ട് എവർ, I was given investigation of very big and very challenging cases, whether it is Mumbai blast or cases against Dawood Ibrahim or cases against Abu Salim, and I did a lot of cases all over the country, including Punjab terrorism, Jammu and Kashmir, Gujarat, Delhi. അപ്പോൾ that is actually the basic thing which is there in my blood. അപ്പോൾ പക്ഷേ when you go up in the ladder, management and administration becomes very important. അപ്പോൾ ഈ സമയത്ത് ഞാൻ ആക്ച്വലി when I became the DG of Fire Force or DG of the Vigilance or DGP of the state, our management principles were same. How to manage the materials, how to manage the men. So, and I was a very devotee of technology. from the beginning. അപ്പോൾ that helped me in understanding my job here. അപ്പോൾ ഇപ്പുറത്തെ പണിയിൽ എന്നിട്ട് ഇതിൽ നെഗറ്റീവ്സ് ഒന്നുമില്ല. In police there are a lot of negatives also, because negatives come to you to make it positive. Your problem has to be sorted out. പക്ഷേ ഇവിടെ ഇതൊരു ഇൻഫ്രാസ്ട്രക്ചർ ബിൽഡിംഗ്, ചെറിയ ചെറിയ പ്രശ്നങ്ങളും ഉണ്ടാകും, അങ്ങനെ ഒരു പ്രശ്നമില്ലാതെ ഒരു കാര്യങ്ങളൊന്നുമില്ല. പക്ഷേ എല്ലാ ദിവസം you are talking to 400-500 engineers who are devoted to this institution building, infrastructure building. So അതൊരു വേറെ ഒരു രീതിയിൽ ഞാൻ ആക്ച്വലി ഒബ്സർവ് ചെയ്യുന്നത്. ആക്ച്വലി ഐ സേ ദാറ്റ് ലുക്ക്, ഇറ്റ് ഈസ് എ വെരി പോസിറ്റീവ് തിങ് ഹാപ്പനിങ്. അപ്പോൾ എന്തായാലും വാട്ട് എവർ ഐ ഡു, ഇറ്റ് ഈസ് ആക്ച്വലി ബീങ് യൂസ്ഡ് ബൈ പീപ്പിൾ. And in the police, I was directly handling the people. Here I am doing something which is used by the people. അതാണ് ആക്ച്വലി ചെറിയ വ്യത്യാസം. അതൊരു ഫിലോസഫിക്കലി അതിൻ്റെ വ്യത്യാസമൊന്നുമില്ല. സോ ഐ ഓൾസോ എൻജോയ് ദാറ്റ് ബിക്കോസ് മൈ ഓൺലി, ആസ് ഐ സെഡ്, ദ സിമെൻറ്റിംഗ് ഫാക്ടർ ഈസ് ടെക്നോളജി. ആ ടെക്നോളജി എനിക്ക് ഇഷ്ടമാണ്. സോ ഇവിടുത്തെ ടെക്നോളജികൾ എനിക്ക് പെട്ടെന്ന് മനസ്സിലാവും. അപ്പോൾ എഞ്ചിനീയർമാർ പറഞ്ഞ കാര്യങ്ങളൊക്കെ ഒരു ധരിച്ചിട്ട് ഏതെങ്കിലും മാനേജ്മെൻറ്റ് പ്രിൻസിപ്പിൾ വഴി how to achieve that is the thing which I am doing right now. So I enjoy that.
Even though he was instrumental in investigating very serious and sensitive cases, he, as far as I am concerned, he was found to be very friendly, very cordial. Though we have a very short period of friendship, he was very nice, very down to earth kind of a person, right? So, and of course, to take from where you stop with your fascination for technology. In a recent presentation, you explained your personal experience of driving in a Tesla in US, right? And how technology is progressing other parts of the world, including, he's a very popular traveler, traveled far and wide, most of the countries around the world. So he was specially focusing on leveraging technology, right? How to leverage technology for enhancing the public safety, public amenities, and public experience of things. So, and he's a much invited speaker on high-tech technologies most of the states. So he's very insightful on technologies and leveraging technologies. So how do you look at technology transforming our life in Kerala? Are we okay with that, or should we have to travel more in that direction? I mean, technology in transforming human life in Kerala.
Yeah, see, one thing, all of you who are from Kerala will agree with me that നമ്മുടെ ആൾക്കാർക്ക് ടെക്നോളജി ഭയങ്കര ഇഷ്ടമാണ്. കാരണം ഞാൻ കുറേ when some years back, when I saw actually a survey of use of smartphones, we are number one in the country. Actually, it is much better. I mean, we are better than even a city like Delhi. The per person distribution of mobile phones, smartphones, is the highest in the country in Kerala. And in the year 2008, our fishermen, they were using mobile phones for doing their business. Going കടലിനു അവർ വിളിക്കും, പിന്നെ ഈ കാര്യമുള്ള സാറ്റലൈറ്റ് ഫോൺ അല്ല, അവർ ടവർ അവിടെ ആക്ച്വലി സിഗ്നൽ കിട്ടുന്നവരെ then they will call and find out where the naming will be costly to sell. അതാണ് ആക്ച്വലി അവർ തന്നെ ചെയ്യാൻ. So when our people are very much inclined to use technology, we must give them the technology. ഞാനൊരു ഉദാഹരണം പറയാം. ഞാൻ ഈ മെട്രോയിലെ കുട്ടികൾ വന്നിട്ട് എന്നെ കണ്ടു, പറഞ്ഞു ഞങ്ങളിപ്പോൾ we don't want to go to a counter to give money and buy the tickets. Just like book my show, can I actually get a ticket at home? ഞാൻ അത് ചെയ്തു കൊടുത്തു. അവരെന്താണെങ്കിൽ അവർ ഡൗൺലോഡ് ചെയ്താൽ മതി. അവർ QR കോഡ് ഡൗൺലോഡ് ചെയ്യൂ. ഇപ്പോൾ ഞങ്ങൾ പിന്നെ ഇപ്പോൾ എന്താണെന്ന് വെച്ചാൽ ഏതെങ്കിലും whatever mode you want to take, whether you want to go by water metro or you go by metro, you go by feeder bus or by feeder auto, you can download all the QR codes and go. So you don't have to pay. So this is actually, it is possible because not that the technology is available, but because you are using it. So Kerala, any technology which is coming can be easily experimented here. So many AI related, artificial intelligence related experiments are happening in Kerala. കുറെ ആൾക്കാർക്ക് you might not be knowing it because the results are yet to come. So you talked about Tesla. Okay, Tesla is actually a very advanced kind of situation with AI and other things all together. The new Tesla which was launched in the year 2024, it is like almost like driverless, or you can put a driver, there is no issue. I actually went with a driver. It's everything is controlled through a iPad kind of thing. There is nothing a dashboard or something, and it does many things because it is directly connected to a satellite. What you say is that you want to go from beach to a restaurant, you just put this to the car, will do everything. Car will also tell you if there is a traffic block somewhere, it will take you through some other route, asking you. Those things are all there. This kind of technology can be brought in and done in our society because we, as I told, we are using technology. So many new technologies in metro, we are the people who are doing it first. We are the first people to bring the open loop card. So you can have the card not only for metro, but also you can go to a shop and buy the things. All kind of things we did. And as I said, technology, Kerala tile will prosper. There is no doubt about it. And which are the fields? You take medicine. I do not think that so much of robotic surgery is available in any state as we are having. Every hospital of earth has a robotic surgery department, and we did it long back. So we are definitely advanced in many ways, not only in tourism or hospitality sector, but also in the IT. In IT, some places we are little lagging behind. We will definitely make it. Adana actually ippurthe sthiti.
Okay, that takes me to the key segment of this conversation. As you know, he is currently heading the water metro, which is a very new addition to the transport infrastructure of Kerala. So maybe could you please reflect something on that, the facilities at water metro, how it's supporting people, how it is exciting tourists, what are the technological infrastructure that arrange as part of the water metro, something about that, being the head of that organization.
So before that, with your permission, can I ask the audience, any of you have traveled in a water metro? Oh, so many people have traveled. Did you like it? Okay, all. See, now what has happened is, I will give you a little concept about this water metro. When I went to Delhi and talked about water metro, somebody said that the metro going inside the water, that is what they call water metro. It is actually a electric boat running like a metro. Metro is running on a land, and it is running on a water. So Kochi we introduced because it has 10 islands, very thickly populated islands like Bolghati or Kadamakudi or Palyantur or Waipin. These islands are directly getting connected to Ernakulam by this metro service, water metro. So what happens is, in the morning, we fix up, we call it headway. That means we'll say, today is a holiday, lot of people will come. So we'll fix the headway 10. That means in 10 minutes, if you stand in any of that particular route, anywhere in the terminal, you will get a boat. Just like in a metro train, you are availing that. So every island person, islander, he knows or she knows, ഈ സമയത്ത് ഇവിടെ വരും, ഞാൻ ഇതിൽ തന്നെ പോവാം. ഈ ഒരു സർട്ടൻ റിലയബിലിറ്റി ഫാക്ടർ നിങ്ങൾ കൊണ്ടുപോകുന്നു. ആൻഡ് ദെൻ ഇറ്റ് ഈസ് വെരി ബ്യൂട്ടിഫുൾ. ഒരു ശബ്ദമില്ല, സൗണ്ട്ലെസ്, ഒരു സ്പ്ലാസ് ഇല്ല, റോളിംഗ് ഇല്ല. നിങ്ങൾ അവിടെ തന്നെ ഇരുന്നിട്ട് യു ക്യാൻ വർക്ക് ഓൺ യുവർ ലാപ്ടോപ്പ്. ആൻഡ് ഇറ്റ് ഈസ് വെരി ക്ലീൻ ആൻഡ് ഇറ്റ് ഈസ് വെരി സേഫ്. എല്ലാ കൺട്രോൾ നമ്മുടെ ഓപ്പറേഷണൽ കൺട്രോൾ സെൻറ്ററിൽ നിന്നുമാണ് ഞങ്ങൾ കൺട്രോൾ ചെയ്യുന്നത്. And everything is computerized, including passenger counting system undo. ആ സിസ്റ്റമിൽ 100 ആളിനും മുകളിലേക്ക് ഇഫ് യു ട്രൈ ടു എൻ്റർ ഓൾസോ ദ ഗേറ്റ് വിൽ നോട്ട് ഓപ്പൺ. അത് ഞങ്ങളെല്ലാം വച്ചിട്ടുണ്ടോ. പിന്നെ 15 മിനിറ്റിൽ ഇത്ര വലിയ ബോട്ട് ചാർജ് ആവും. അത് സൂപ്പർ ചാർജറാണ്. ഈ ടെക്നോളജി കൊണ്ടുവന്നിട്ട് when we actually did it, we never expected that this much of people will come. Now, anybody coming to Kochi, either as a tourist or anybody, he goes for a water metro. Forget about actually our own islanders. So we are very happy. In 1.5 years, by operating only in 5 routes, we have earmarked 15 routes. 5 routes, we have already crossed 3.5 million people traveling in this. We only expected 2 million. It has gone to 3.5 million. So it is a very popular and good thing. And it is saving carbon. Carbon emission is there, 0. All these good things are all there. The dolphins in the backwater are safe. We are not killing any fish, anything. And people are happy. Now, today, I was telling Shiyas that today there is a special publication. It has come today of the India Today, saying that 26, because it's a 26 January issue, I think 26 things in India which have changed the lives of people. From Kerala, there is only one thing. That is water metro. They have actually given the recognition. We have not actually done. They had asked me over phone a particular sentence to be said. I told something that has been quoted, but they have interviewed some other people, and you see that particular. So we are, as Malayalis, we are very proud that look, we have done such a good thing. And as I told some time back, now the government of India is trying to introduce this water metro in 18 locations, from Jammu and Kashmir to Bengal to Assam to Gujarat to Mumbai to Goa to Lakshadweep. 18 places they want us to do the feasibility study and introduce in as quickly as possible. Idana sir, this is a good recognition. And who did all these things? Nammude കൂടെ ജോലി ചെയ്തില്ല നമ്മുടെ ഇവിടുത്തെ കേരള ഉള്ള എഞ്ചിനീയേഴ്സാണ്. മോസ്റ്റ് ഓഫ് മൈ എഞ്ചിനീയേഴ്സ് ഇൻ ദ വാട്ടർ മെട്രോ ഡിവിഷൻ ആർ ഫ്രം കേരള. ദേ സ്റ്റഡിഡ് ഹിയർ, ബട്ട് ദേ ഡിഡ് ഇമ്മാക്കുലേറ്റ് ജോബ്. സോ വാട്ട് ഐ സേ ദാറ്റ് യുവർ ഫ്യൂച്ചർ ഈസ് വെരി ബ്രൈറ്റ്. കാരണം ഇപ്പോൾ നമുക്ക് ജോലി ഇല്ല, മറ്റേ ഫ്രസ്ട്രേഷൻ ആണോ നെഗറ്റിവിസം ആണോ, അങ്ങനെയുള്ള വൺസ് യു ഗെറ്റ് എ ചാൻസ്, you do well. That is actually what water metro has shown. Appo water metro is a pride not for the company which I am heading. It is the pride of our state. The way we have actually managed it, not only the technology wise, socially, environmentally, whatever way, it is a success. So This success is because of two reasons. We used the appropriate technology, and we took care of the social environment around us. That is what is the beauty of water metro.
Okay. So when he spoke about his engineers, I really was struck by one of his observation. He has assigned a group of engineers to specially track the latest development happening in the water metro. So he is so serious about tracking and understanding the recent innovations and developments in that. So, and maybe that is why, the recently he won that award for the sustainability travel. You mentioned that. And regarding this, I would like to make a point. Every year, he invites the serious scholars from different parts of the world, and especially in different parts of the country, and organizes a very serious seminar. So I happened to listen to some of your videos addressing those academics and guests for developing, for getting ideas, insights, for innovating and developing. So recently they have brought forth a souvenir also, so that the insights and ideas generated can be scaled up to other parts of the country. So what was your experience of organizing that kind of a seminar, inviting experts in on water metro and things like that?
Well, actually, Kerala is a knowledge society. Basically, it is not only my engineers, but also those people who are working indirectly with us. They want to also know what is the latest. So, 3 years back, I thought that with my association with some technical institutes and organizations while I was in Delhi, I thought that let there be some brainstorming, some good subjects being discussed. So we started that. So this is three times we have done, and three times we got very good results, and new ideas came. This time we actually got the idea of how artificial intelligence can be used for in the metro operations. So similarly, many good things also are discussed, and we get that particular ideas. They also take some ideas from us. So that is one particular aspect. We are very clear about that because it is becoming successful because this is a knowledge hungry society. Kerala is a knowledge hungry society. So you make seeing, see now you take the audience. Even if the audience, some of them are not technical, they are here to understand even technology. That is the beauty of our state. So that's why we also do about actually souvenirs and other things. These are all fallouts because we want to reach to a large number of people that we are trying to do. That is what.
Okay. Now regarding the he spoke about that it is noise free, it is environment friendly, sustainably sensitive. But maybe being the CMD has to say that. But if the question is posed to an environmentalist or a environmentally sensitive individual, I don't know how do you respond to this question. So are we really sensitive? What about the very sensitive ecosystem and other kind of pollution that is being created by that? I want a very sensitive answer to that. Are we
We
seriously
are actually,
eco-sensitive on that?
we are trying to improve our sensitiveness in this field. We are sensitive. We have to become sensitive. For example, water metro, when we design, we ensure that it doesn't affect the dolphins. Because dolphins chadi varu chalo samate, but that should not be hit. So, and it should not actually dispel that much of water to disturb them. So all hydrological parameters were taken care of. But in many projects, that sensitiveness mainly is theoretical, but when it comes to the actually implementing it in the real thing, our disposition goes down because it costs. So any project ഇപ്പോഴത്തെ സമയത്തെ എന്തെങ്കിലും ഒരു പ്രൊജക്റ്റ് ഏതെങ്കിലും പ്രൊജക്റ്റിലെ ഒരു എൻവയറമെന്റൽ സസ്റ്റൈനബിലിറ്റി റിപ്പോർട്ട് വേണം. അത് ചില സമയത്ത് വളരെ കെയർഫുൾ ആയിട്ട് ഞങ്ങൾ ഉണ്ടാക്കാറുണ്ട്. ആൻഡ് വി ഒബേ എവറിത്തിങ്, ബട്ട് സ്റ്റിൽ ഐ എം സെയിങ് we have miles to go to actually make that good. But there is definitely an improvement. And you say that one other thing he asked me last question I forgot. You know, you should be very proud of one thing. Kochi, with a population of around 30 to 35 lakhs, I mean taking the suburbs, got these years the most sustainable transport city of the country. And it is given by Government of India. So when it was we were adjudged that, we felt very proud that we have brought something new here which has been recognized by the Government of India, and we are the best among the cities, and we are better than many of the important cities which boast of better facilities, etc. So sustainability, protection of the environment, protection of various things is very, very crucial. But we are doing, we have to improve that. അതിലൊരു സംശയമൊന്നുമില്ല.
Yeah, the question of environmental concern is not an end, it's always evolving. We have to do a lot in that direction. Now, since we are all doing this conversation in Calicut city, and you did it in Ernakulam, I think geographically speaking, we are also with many rivers and things like that. What about the possibility of a minor river metro in the context of Calicut district, Calicut city? Have you looked into that? You know, our city is not that hectic like Kochi, that is there, but
see, for water metro, we have, honest to you, we have not done a study of Calicut. പക്ഷേ ഞങ്ങൾ ഒരെണ്ണം ആലപ്പുഴയിലെ ചെയ്തു. One is Kollamile. Kollam and Alapura qualifies technically, technologically qualifies to introduce water metro like Kochi. പക്ഷേ കോഴിക്കോടിലെ ഞങ്ങൾ അതുവരെ ഒരു പഠനം ആക്ച്വലി സ്റ്റഡി ചെയ്തിട്ടില്ല. But I was wondering whether that canal, if it is a little, now it is being dredged and it is being widened, probably that will be a good start. But how much of people will be benefited, we have to make a study. Technically it may be possible. As far as the metro rail is concerned, that every time they say, we had already done a comprehensive mobility plan for the Calicut city. Calicut city le first CMP prakaram 18 kilometers today or conventional metro just like Kochi can be introduced here. But so now we are preparing a report. We have already given one report. One more report we are giving it to the government. It is the government's choice to go for that. So but the priority, as I understand, priority for introducing a metro first is Trivandrum, adine sesamana Calicut. But Calicut may, because Calicut is one of the fastest growing cities in the whole country. It is, so it is quite possible that it may be that. I'll tell you one thing, even if I am there or not there, Kozhikode oru divasam metro undakum. Don't worry about that.
thank you for that great promise. We will have metro once. That is what he is saying. Whether he is on the top of the organization or not, he says so. And of course, our audience constitutes youngsters and students, so we'll have some interesting questions for you also. Before that, I'll be ending my conversation asking one more question on this water metro. So research and development is a very crucial segment on any organization. So what is the status of R&D with regard to your organization, Water Metro? What is the research work happening for transforming, for innovating, for changing to be up to date in
So,
terms of facilities in the other parts of the world?
see, R&D, honest to you, we are not doing in our organization. We have outsourced the R&D to various academic institutions. Like QSAT is doing something because they have naval architecture and other departments. Similarly, we are doing certain work, the IIT. We are actually using various experts, academic experts, researchers outside. But we are actually giving them the data, information, and our requirement also. So, what is that? If you fix what is the future of water metro, then the research is a requirement. If you say that then there is no requirement. But you have to survive and grow, then there is a research and development should happen. ഇതുവരെ ഒരു റിസർച്ച് കോമ്പണന്റ് നമുക്ക് ഇല്ല. പക്ഷെ ഞങ്ങൾ we are not actually feeling the pinch because we are being supported by various good institutions. Okay, so if your thing is complete, I will put one more thing. When I was coming here, somebody asked me that I want to write the civil services examination. So, any of you who wants to write civil services examination? Nobody? You want to write? Some people. Okay. Civil services examination, and they were asking, it is actually rendering public service to the people. Whether you are in the Indian Administrative Service, whether you are in Indian Police Service, or you are in some other, various services are there. So, as I told, don't get scared. People say that it is the toughest examination in the world because 15 lakh people appear the prelims examination and the total intake every year is below 1000. So just see percentage wise what is the success rate. It is very, very actually competitive. But the good thing is that in the last 10 years, Kerala has done very well. When I joined the civil services in 1985, the intake from Kerala was very low. But today, a large number of success stories are from Kerala. And 3 years back, we had 65 seats. Success people from here. Last year it was around 40. So, those people who want to write the civil services, please actually be confident that I will make it in spite of the competitions, etc. And today, as you know, the question is that there are 4 general studies papers. During our time, there were only 2. There is 1 optional paper. During our time, it was 2. So, you have to give very, very great importance to the general studies. And in general studies, sky is the limit. Anything they can ask you. And you have to say that you at least know about this. It doesn't say that as a scientist you will write every algorithm or every principles, all codes, etc. No. You should be able to know that whether I know about this. Say, question will be there saying that what is water metro? So you should be able to say, I'm not talking that what type of battery is used, how much of power it is generating, what type of turbo thing is there, how much is the capacity of the propeller. No. You have to say what is water metro, what it does. So similar, keeping your mind open, and anybody, you go to a restaurant, if they say that I am making a Kashmiri dish, there is nothing wrong by knowing that what is that Kashmiri dish, by rather than saying that I do not know. You know, there was actually a very interesting thing is that either during the general studies or during the interview, they can ask anything. They can ask about Kerala Literary Festival, about anything, that what happened, who was the person who attended this, what is the takeaway from such a meeting. So keeping your knowledge base open, you will get into this service, there is no doubt. And it is a good service. I am not saying that what type of money you get, what type of, because your friends who join the corporate are saying they will be getting much more remuneration, etc. But it has a little more satisfaction to you as a human being that you are helping a particular person. A tribal person comes to you saying that his land has been grabbed by somebody, and you are returning back by using your power that land to this. That kind of satisfaction probably you will not get anywhere. So whether it is in administrative service or in the police service or in the income tax or in customs, your disposition, your contact, your interface with the public actually gives you that particular happiness. It is not the question of power. The Lord says, in every religion it is said, power is given to protect, not to destroy. So you have been given enough power in being a civil servant. So use the power in such a way to protect the people with whom you are working. That is the actually essence of civil services. So somebody asked me while I was coming here, that's why I took the liberty of telling what is civil services. Now you can ask me any question because we have around 12-13 minutes left. Yeah.
Okay, the last 10 minutes is set for the question answer, so you can immediately start that. So we'll get some more time on that.
So my question is regarding inland transportation. So
You just
are you able to hear me? Yeah. So my question is regarding inland transportation. See, traditionally or historically, if you check in Kerala, it has been always relying on inland waterways. So old good services, particularly in Cochin, then Alapi, etc., were all depend upon good services between rivers or lagoons or black waters. So how do you see the future of Cochin Metro? Like, do you think that it will expand to, you are mentioning it's going to expand to 15 routes. Do you think it will expand to the nearby islands, nearby districts, or it will be a district waterways? So will it be more into a public transportation or into a goods transportation? So how do you see the future?
okay. See, what I will put it this way. Inland water transport in Kerala was the main thing. We have actually published a book which will be available now in the stalls of the DC has published. It is called 1G to Metro. It actually traces the history of the transport system in the city of Kochi, which is more similar to other places also. So earlier days, the water used to be used as roads, and the boats, what we call 1Gs, used to be the cars. So whether it is banana or coconut or spices being transported, so also the people. But over the period of time, this got reduced. You know that in Kerala, though we have so much of water bodies, we have 41 rivers, 44 backwaters, there are 1800 kilometers of inland waterways, and we have national waterways between Kasaragod to Kollam. In spite of all these, our use of water transport is very, very less. We have actually almost, I think, 2 to 3% of goods transport and 0.1% of the passenger transport is happening on water. Whereas, you take the case of Bangladesh and Vietnam and others, China, there the percentage much more. You know that water transport is good because it is cheaper, it will be more sustainable, it will decongest the roads, it will be environmentally protective. So all the good things are there. and the cost also is much lesser. But still then we don't use it. Why? Because we have not built that infrastructure. ഇപ്പോൾ നമ്മുടെ ഒരു കാര്യം ചെയ്യാം, നമ്മുടെ ഇപ്പോൾ കുറച്ച് ഒരു ആളൊക്കെ ബോട്ടിൽ പോകാനുണ്ടോ, if the boat is not good and he feels that boat is not safe, he will not travel. That's why we are actually getting more passengers in water metro, because it is safe, it is good. So whereas those infrastructure is important, which is actually not there, it has to improve. And secondly, today these young generations, they want everything cashless and everything digital. So intermodal integration, I have a one ticket. In that ticket I travel everywhere. Then only the child or the young people will like it. So this has all to be there. Then only it will. But we have a large potential in Kerala, in India, to use inland waterways for transport. Am I clear about? Okay. Thank you. Yeah.
Good afternoon, sir. Hearing. Sir, I want to ask you two things. You get, if I recall your earlier statement, you get IFS in the second attempt. So you don't go for that. So why you don't go for that? And in your initial day as a policeman, do you ever regret, oh, I should go there, I should go to be a part of IFS? Second question, as a civil servant aspirant, as a policeman, as a head of police department, and now head of water metro, you are doing very responsible activities, and you are answerable to many people, including Chief Secretary, CM. So how do you keeping this all without your stress management? How you dealing with that all, and how you keeping your personal life as well as like career? Clear right? Clear right?
Okay. I'll tell you. See, it is not the question of, as I told you, one thing I must tell after so much, working so much, never regret a thing, then you can't actually go ahead. What has happened is happened. If you start thinking that what I did was wrong or right, you can't go forward. This is my actually principle we have followed. I did not go to the Indian Foreign Service because my parents said that what is there in Indian Foreign Service? You will be away from us, and what is the point? And if you are here, you can directly serve the people, who are here, who are needy. So I have no regret. What I did during my 37 years of actually work in the Indian Police Service, I really enjoyed it. Whether I actually did investigate, I traveled, as he said, I traveled all abroad. So like an Indian Foreign Service officer, they were actually stationed at a particular place for a long time. I used to go and visit them, my friends, and then come back. But I enjoyed actually working here and helping some people, and those people whom I helped, they still remember. They sometimes actually they come to me and I have forgotten that. They'll say, "Sir, enne onnu ingane sahaichayirunnu. Enike ee karyagalu enike nerayi." So this is what you get as actually certificate of appreciation which you carry. So I have no regrets. And the other part is that how do I balance it? It all depends on how you take your job. Sometimes I don't do a balancing. So I actually, especially in police, balancing is very difficult because you work in odd hours. And suppose your family and other people feel that they have been neglected or ignored or something. Well, that actually a part of, after some time the family understands that it is a part of the entire thing. They adjust with you. But whenever such time, when you say that I get some quality time I spend with the family, or go to some friends and take the family, then that is how it compensates. But the balance is actually is there in your mind. how do you do it? It may not be very normal because you are in civil services, in public service. You know, I am actually speaking here. Had I been actually police, some call comes that some attack has taken place. I have to tell Shiyas, you take care, I am going. That is what happens. So it is the demand of the job that is actually sometimes CA. I cannot say there is a formula for that. You have to handle according to your perception, according to your personality. Am I clear?
We have 6 more minutes to go, so if you don't mind, please make your question shorter and faster.
Sir, actually, I admire that your way of thinking about the sustainability. That's really great, actually. So, being a scientist, I have a question. That's in water metro. How do you plan to ensure the problems coming? Like in Indian Railway, we can see so many problems are there relating to their safety and infrastructure. There are many problems in other public transport system. So how do you plan to approach those problems in water metro? I think corrosion might be an issue. Like that, many problems will be there. So can I get a word from you about that?
You being a scientist, I will try to actually give a technical answer. One is that, first of all, how sustainability is defined. For you, as a scientist, you have a very empirical scientific definition. For those people who are not scientists like you, sustainability, I will give you, is equal to survival. You have to survive. And you have to live and this planet and make it better for your people who are going to come, your grandchildren or whatever. For that, you have to have various things you have to do, use technology, use less technology in some places, use more technology in some places. All kind of things are there. Now, as far as water metro is concerned, any problem, first of all, you have to identify. Say for me today, I am only thinking the battery which I am using. It is called the LTO, lithium titanium oxide battery. It is a very costly battery. And they say that the longevity of the battery is 20 years. Even if suppose it works 20 years or 15 years, after 15 years, how do I dispose that battery? That protocol is not there. So, similarly, we have a major problem in water metro is the water hyacinths which are there in the backwaters. Every time we use lakhs of rupees to clean it, it again comes back. How do I actually make that thing better? Similarly, we are thinking in terms of technology. Say, now we are going for the hydrogen use and electricity will be generated through hydrogen. So what are the things I have to think now so that it will be cheaper? Otherwise it will be very costly to use hydrogen and the ticket cost will go up, which will not be afforded by the people. So that is those problems we are now thinking, and obviously there are technical issues like maintenance, etc., those things, but you have to possible problems and possible solutions, you have to make it ready like a scientist does. Am I clear? Okay. We have 2 minutes. Oh.
So we are almost in the fag end of the session. We have 3 minutes more. If you have any more questions, please feel free to ask. Maybe to end on a lighter note, I'll be taking the last opportunity we have, I think, since we don't have any more questions. I think you made a very polemic statement that you're a very big fan of Mohanlal, right? Maybe to end this. So why did you? You have so many other interesting characters. Why not others?
See, because when I came to this state long back in 1987, the first Malayalam movie I saw is Thalavattam. That is actually little bit of inspired by One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, which is one of my favorite movies. So that day, Mr. Mohanlal was the hero. Today also he is acting as a hero. I have completed my whole career in the police, but he is still continuing as a hero. That is a lighter part, very versatile actor. Any kind of acting you give, he will do it without any much of the problem. Most of the directors whom I spoke, they say that you just tell that this is to be done. In one no cut, it will be shot. But I am not saying there are large number of other actors. You take Mammootty sir or anybody. They are super now. Fahd Fazil, and we are all great fans of even Mr. Tilakan. Those people, I always say, the histrionics and the dramatists and the acting comes naturally to these people. They are born with special talents and skills. It is not that. Most of the Malayalam actors and actresses are highly, highly talented. Because when I go to Mumbai, I have a lot of good friends in the film, Bollywood people. They will be all praising our actors, saying that he's so good and he's so beautiful performance he has given. I feel very proud that anyway we are being praised for that.
So, with that lighter note, we are calling it a day. And to take his own analogy, the Mohanlal, how he performed for a long period, maybe our Beheraji is also the superstar of the civil servant of the state, right? In spite of retiring a few years back, he's still doing a very responsible assignment as the CMD of the Kochi Metro and Kochi Water Metro, a joint project, a project jointly owned by the state of Kerala and the government of India. So we really enjoyed conversing with you. You gave us very pertinent, relevant, insightful answers, just like any other serious civil servant, you know. A civil servant should be like, he knows all the things. He spoke very clearly. He clarified all our doubts and convinced us with those highly researched points. He was equally considerate for the environmental scientists as well as the ordinary common man. That is the right mix which we expect from a civil servant, and the very interesting, I began with that. You know, we always feel like talking to a friend, talking to our family friends. So that is why we Malayalis like you very much, right? I told you I came with my family. When I told him, I told my family that I am talking with the Beheraji, my wife said I am also joining because I want to meet him. So I think that's the greatest. My mother is also an ardent fan of Beheraji. Unfortunately, she couldn't come for this program. So with those lighter note, thank you very much. Thank you so much for those great and insightful observations, and all the audience who asked very interesting questions. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Shiyas, for actually making my day. Thank you.